Welcome to the Explainer. So today we're diving into something totally fascinating. We're looking at a deeply interconnected dynamic in human biology that involves a super common mineral, literally something that is probably sitting in your kitchen cabinet right now. We're talking about zinc. And the research we're unpacking today on its role in oncology, it's absolutely extraordinary. Let's get right into it.
It sounds almost too simple, doesn't it? Is a basic, everyday mineral really the missing spark plug in our body's fight against cancer? Well, according to the source material we're analyzing today, the answer is hiding deep down in the microscopic machinery of our own cells. It's essentially a story of biological warfare, cellular environments, and just the incredibly delicate balance of nutrition.
Okay, let's dive into this. Cancer cells, they have a very specific environment that they absolutely love to hang out in. Research going all the way back to Nobel laureate Dr. Otto Warburg shows that cancer actually thrives in low oxygen, highly acidic tissue. It produces its energy through this kind of clumsy process called fermentation. But contrast that with zinc. Isotopic studies in our sources show that our cells efficiently take up zinc salts, and these act as alkalizing agents. What that means is they can actually raise the cellular pH into the 8 range. And in that alkaline state, the cancer cell's mitosis, its ability to divide and spread, literally just stops.
Real quick, here's our roadmap for this explainer. 1. The missing mineral. 2. Cellular spark plugs. 3. The prostate connection. 4. Real-world human trials. And finally, 5. The dosage balancing act. Let's jump in. Section 1. The missing mineral.
So, to understand how zinc fights back, we really have to look at the battlefield first. Everyone has cancer cells in their system, but these cells survive in a desperate, almost chaotic way. Like we said, they use fermentation for energy, which pumps out lactic acid. That acid drops tissue oxygen levels even more. Dr. Warburg famously proved that lowering tissue oxygen by just 35% for 48 hours converts normal cells into irreversible cancer cells. It's wild. But here's the counterattack. Alkalizing minerals, things like zinc, magnesium, and calcium, they actually work as a team to neutralize that acid. By shifting the environment away from being acidic, they completely strip the cancer cell of the exact conditions it needs to grow.
Moving on to Section 2, cellular spark plugs.
And this brilliantly illustrates the targeted mechanism we're talking about. Dr. Hans Nieper has this fantastic quote. He says, zinc ions act as a spark plug to activate the enzymes within lymphocytes that digest cancer cells. I mean, what a vivid image, right? Our immune system is full of these lymphocytes, these white blood cells designed to hunt and digest cancer. But without zinc, they're basically a high-performance engine without an ignition. Zinc is literally the mechanical spark that turns the engine on.
Let's break down how that spark plug actually works on a cellular level. First off, zinc tells the thymus gland to activate those T lymphocytes so they can go to war. Second, and this is incredibly important, zinc acts like a biological bodyguard for the p53 tumor suppressor gene. Normally, p53 stops tumors from forming, but we're constantly exposed to cadmium, which is a toxic heavy metal from stuff like exhaust fumes and cigarette smoke. Well, cadmium can actually substitute itself for zinc, mutating the p53 gene and just turning it off. So by keeping our zinc levels healthy, the body blocks that toxic cadmium and keeps our genetic bodyguards on duty.
Let's look at Section 3, the prostate connection. Now, what's really interesting about this data is the sheer contrast in the numbers. 1,018 micrograms per gram versus 146. That first number, that's the zinc concentration in healthy, normal prostate tissue. Healthy prostate cells actively hoard zinc to do their jobs. But look at that second number, 146. That is the severely depleted zinc level found in cancerous prostate tissue. The malignant tissue is practically starved of the mineral, which is exactly what prevents those cancer cells from undergoing normal programmed cell death.
So obviously, you have to wonder what happens when researchers step in and add it back. Well, when zinc is reintroduced to prostate cancer cells in the lab, something amazing happens. The cells experience cell cycle arrest. They literally just stop growing and begin to die. Zinc also blocks a prostatic enzyme called 5-alpha reductase. And when you look at the real world, an observational study showed that men maintaining a higher dietary intake of zinc had a massive 66% lower risk of their disease progressing to the advanced stage. Talk about a game changer.
Up next, Section 4, real-world human trials. It's one thing to see cells react in a petri dish, right? But what about actual human patients? Let's check out this double-blind, placebo-controlled trial on superficial bladder cancer. After patients had their tumors removed, they got split into groups.
One group got standard recommended daily allowance vitamins, the other a mega-dose protocol that included 90 milligrams of zinc. The cancer recurrence rate in the standard group over 5 years was a staggering 80%, but the megadose zinc group, their recurrence rate was cut exactly in half, down to 40%. And their interval to death went from 18.6 months in the standard group to 33 months in the megadose group. We also see some pretty incredible data when zinc is combined with conventional treatments like chemotherapy. Chemo is notoriously brutal on your nutritional status, but researchers gave a group of chemo patients a combo of zinc and selenium during their 60 days of treatment. And wow, 70% of the patients getting the supplement showed absolutely zero signs of further nutritional decline. They actually saw improvements in appetite and energy. On the flip side, 80% of the patients who didn't get the zinc and selenium experienced severe malnutrition and worsening symptoms.
Finally, Section 5, the Dosage Balancing Act.
So, the absolutely crucial point here, and please listen closely before rushing out to buy every zinc supplement on the shelf, is that more isn't always better. It's all about the biological Goldilocks zone. A daily optimal intake of 15 to 20 milligrams acts as a powerful protector, halting advanced cancer progression like we saw in the prostate data. But look at the other side of the coin. When patients blindly megadosed at 100 milligrams daily for over 10 years, that was actually linked to an increased risk of prostate cancer.
You see, zinc's effects are highly complex and completely dose-dependent. Because it plays a role in so many cellular enzymes required for all cell function, throwing off the balance can accidentally fuel the wrong things. The source literature even notes that in some animal models, tumors will literally sequester excess zinc to fuel their own growth. And abnormally high zinc levels are sometimes associated with increased metastasis. It's just a stark reminder that our bodies are deeply interconnected systems. We need biological balance, for sure, but definitely not blind megadosing. Which leaves us with this final provocative thought. If a simple shift in a single mineral's concentration can either halt a tumor in its tracks or accidentally fuel it, how much more is there to discover about the microscopic environment inside us? How will our growing understanding of this delicate balance reshape the very future of oncology and how we treat disease? It is an absolutely incredible frontier of science. I really hope this explainer helped you visualize the amazing machinery working inside you every single day. Thanks so much for joining me, and keep questioning, keep learning.